Looking at video of President Trump leaving Joint Base Andrews, the president leaving before 10 o'clock this morning, and he's expected to arrive in Kerrville very soon. And here's a live look of the runway in Kerrville. Well, Trump will be landing. It looks like he's landing right now, actually. And crews are waiting on the president and First Lady to arrive, where they will spend the day surveying the damage. And good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on KHOU 11 News at noon. I'm Devon Roming in for Sherman Chow. And today marks 1 week since the flooding of the Guadalupe River sweeping through the Texas Hill Country. And with more than 120 lives lost, there's still so much to unpack. Our team coverage continues this Friday afternoon with our Ugochi Iloka, who spent the day with the VFW's convoy for relief. And our Julissa Garza shows us how one community is trying to bounce back. But we begin with Orko Mana, who has the preview of President Donald Trump's visit to the area.
The White House says President Trump and the First Lady are coming here to Kerrville today, 1 week after the deadly flooding devastated this community. The president is expected to take an aerial tour of the damage in some of the hardest hit areas. Trump is also expected to participate in a roundtable with first responders and local officials, and possibly will meet with some of the families of the victims. We'll be here and we'll have more coverage from the president's visit coming up in our later newscasts. For now, reporting in Kerrville, Orko Mana, KHOU 11 News.
And as we continue our coverage of the devastating flooding in the Texas Hill Country, we're hearing from more residents and property owners still trying to process everything that's happened. Our Julissa Garza spent the day in Kerr County, and she spoke with a woman who is doing everything she can to get her community back on their feet.
I'm here at Blue Oak RV Park nearly a week after floodwaters tore through this property and the community around it. Now, what was once filled with families for the holiday weekend is now a scene of destruction. And for the owner, every day brings a new wave of emotion. This is what Blue Oak RV Park in the Texas Hill Country looked like July 3rd.
The water was crystal clear. You could see the fish at the bottom. Kids were jumping in the water, swimming, kayaking, and everything. It was just perfect weather.
But now the park, which is near the Guadalupe River, carries a haunting memory after catastrophic flooding.
I got awakened by the lights of the rescue team. One of my residents, Nick, called 911 because he could hear people yelling from the island.
Lorena Guillen and her husband started banging on doors.
My husband running to the water because, you could see the father walking towards us with his two babies in his hands. So my husband got in the water. And so there was, then all of a sudden it came a wave of water, and it took everybody. It took the father, the children, the mother. It took my husband too, but he was closer to the edge that he got snagged on a rebar or something, and he was able to climb out before my retention wall came crumbling down.
Lorena says she was trying to get folks to higher ground on the restaurant patio. The floodwater was so strong, lifting structures and cars.
You could see dozens of cars floating away with the lights on, and you can hear people honking, and you can hear screaming, a lot of screaming. We saw the cabins from next door smashing into the trees. That's why you see a lot of the scarring on the trees. That's where the cabins were hitting.
Nearly a week later, the cleanup continues. Crews searching for people missing.
They've taken about 38 vehicles out of here.
Everywhere she turns, she sees devastation and says each day it hits her harder.
You see the devastation, but it still vividly plays in your mind what happened in the middle of the night here.
Yes, and I cannot get the screams out of my head. That's the part that when I close my eyes, all I can hear is the screaming.
She tells me she can still hear the screams from that night. And as they work to clean up and rebuild, the weight of all that's happened continues to settle in. Reporting in Kerr County, Julissa Garza, KHOU 11 News.
Julissa, thank you. Right now, flood victims in Kerr County are about to get some much needed relief. The Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country says more than $30 million has poured into its flood relief fund, and they've already distributed $5 million in grants to over 20 local nonprofits, first responders, and small businesses. Right now, major Texas companies like H-E-B and James Avery Jewelry are stepping in to help rebuild the region they call home.
Kerrville and the Hill Country have always been home to us. It's where my dad and mom started this business, where our wonderful associates live and work, and where our story began. Our company roots run deep. Our people, our values, and our story are all tied to this community.
Avery says a lot of that money came from the proceeds from their Deep in the Heart of Texas charm, which quickly sold out.